Hey, and welcome back to another video. It is your Lifestylist K, your secure woman mentor. And for those who are new, I help women unlearn the lies of toxic love so that she can heal, rebel, and live the life that she deserves. And today I wanted to really talk about love bombing, the spell of love bombing, why it works, and why we can't seem to catch it before it catches us. So let's dive in.
I was a fool to begin, trying to bargain again. My love to you, but I know better now. Damn it, every rolling out, just to give it all away.
When it comes to love bombing, it's a trap that feels like a fairy tale. So if it feels too good to be true, then it probably is. Now with love bombing, the fairy tale starts right away, immediately. Because what happens is that the person that's doing the love bombing, they're giving you all the things that you probably have never received from previous relationships or that you wouldn't expect from a relationship. So they're giving you all the compliments. They're making you feel like you're the greatest thing in the world, which relationships should make you feel that way. But the difference between normal affection and love bombing affection is that it comes out of nowhere. They don't know you well enough to really give you the in-depth compliments that they're giving you. So it looks like affection, attention, and compliments. Now, at the beginning of getting to know someone, there's a lot of conversation that should be had, but it's poured on a lot thicker than normal, which makes you feel like you found your person, right? The attention that they give is a lot thicker than normal, and the compliments that come, like I said, all of these things are normal things, but unfortunately what makes it detrimental is that it's not real. It doesn't come from a place of time and effort. And the thing about love bombing is that a person that is skilled at love bombing, it's just something that they do. What they're doing is making you feel like, number one, they're the one. And the intensity of it all makes it feel so romantic that you begin to become head over heels over what you think is the beginning of the greatest fairy tale love story of your life. But in reality, it's about to be the most tragic. And the reason that the attention and the affection and the fairy tale seem so fairy tale is just that it moves fast. The speed trap. It's a speed trap. Love bombing moves fast. The consistency of them texting, calling, deep conversations, that's all the beginning of what you might think a good relationship, but it's all the beginning of them just setting a trap for you. And the reason why narcissistic people have to move fast is because they don't want you to see them for who they truly are. And that they can flood you with this persona of who you think they are, then you won't believe anyone else outside of them. And a part of the speed trap is that the deep conversations also entail you guys talking about your forever, the future, what that looks like, what you want and what they want, and what you guys will have together. Kids, marriage, homes, businesses. It happens immediately. And I feel like when it comes to love, it looks different for everyone, but love bombing uses the same strategic flow every time. And the only way, the main way people get away with it is because once you're in it, you're not listening to anyone outside of them. So if they have an ex that might come to you and say, this person did this, and that, you're not going to believe them because they've already gotten to you to the point to where it doesn't make sense that this is how they were with them, but they're not like that with you. But if you sit and you think, it makes sense because truly, you really don't know them all that well. You only know what they have given you thus far. So it's best that you slow down. And another reason why they want you to move as fast as they are moving is because it allows them to get past your boundaries. So their goal is for you to bypass your boundaries and logical thinking so they can get into your mind, into your love sector of the brain, so that you can love them as hard as they're making you believe that they love you. And so this is what we like to call the chemical high. You're high off their love. You're dangerously in love at this point. The main aspect of love bombing is making sure that you're in that chemical high. All of the attention, all of the deep conversations, all the affection, it spikes your dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals in your brain, meaning that really you're high off love. You're high off the idea, you're high off the words, you're high off of all the things that you thought you couldn't have, and you're finding it right now in this fast-paced relationship that you have found yourself in. So when you're in that dopamine high, when you're in that oxytocin high, it is creating in you a love rush that feels euphoric. It's like something you've probably never felt before. So it keeps you in that space of being trapped, of being high from the love that you feel. This will make you emotionally invested in them, in their relationship, in the idea of being with them without truly knowing who they are. And so when it comes to the love spell that is love bombing, it's going to take a very strong individual that, number one, loves themselves to the point to where someone coming in showing fake love, you don't get too emotionally invested in it. Doesn't mean that you don't believe in love. It just means that, hey, if it is for me, then we can go at any pace that we feel. Love will not rush you. Love will not make you feel like it has to be now. Because what love wants to get to know you. Love wants to see if there's truly a connection based off of not just the compliments or the affection or them needing something from you. Love is never one-sided, and what you will find eventually is that love bombing is one-sided. And unfortunately, so many of us experience love bombing because we don't listen to the person before, especially if they have gotten the courage to tell you truly what they went through with the person that you are now emotionally invested in. There is a psychology behind the reason you fall for love bombing. As mentioned before, dopamine comes with the reward. So every compliment, every text, every I miss you, every I love you, all the attention, all the deep conversations that you're having is activating your brain reward center, which is training you to crave their attention like a drug. And that's why I say you're on a love high, because now you're craving it because it feels so good. So the reward is that it feels good. The reward is that it feels right within you. But as soon as you begin to feel that reward and you're thinking you're moving along in finally a happy, healthy relationship, you have intermittent reinforcement that happens, meaning that the love bombing will begin to slow down. And your brain is like, well, what the hell is going on here? What's happening? What did I do wrong? Because your brain is like, hey, what happened to that high? And it begins to consistently chase the feeling that you had before, because your brain is clinging to the memory of the affection and the attention that brought you guys, what you feel brought you guys close together. And more than likely, you feel like they're pushing away because it's your fault. So you're trying your best to earn that back, not realizing that they never cared. They never wanted me. They were really just looking for something for themselves. Because that's what narcissists do. Everything that they do is for them. It has nothing to do with you. They're just using you for whatever it is that they need. And a lot of us don't realize that we have a wounded inner child that even allows us to get involved with such BS. And when you have a wounded inner child, you have to do the inner work. So instead of looking at why this happened to me, how and why, look at it as, okay, this is an opportunity for me to heal and become whole, because I don't want to experience this ever again. Never try to fix a narcissist. It's all about who you can become, how you can heal. Don't give the narcissist too much power that you are trying to heal them and be there for them because they have no one, while they're breaking you down, while they're taking and siphoning all of your energy. This is about you healing, rising, and becoming the person that you knew you could always be. Usually with wounded inner children, they learn that love is earned and not just freely given. They learn that something has to be earned and not just freely given when it comes to relationships and love and attention and things of that sort. And so when you see or when you experience this type of love, it's familiar to you. Doesn't mean that it always feels right, but it's familiar to you, and things that are familiar to you, you tend to navigate towards because you remember it. Despite of how it might make you feel, you remembered it. And because your nervous system has its own memory, that feeling, no matter what it feels like, that feeling to your nervous system is like connection. So the psychology behind it is that more than likely you have an inner wounded child that sees what they're experiencing as connection because they have experienced it before. And when something feels so good at the beginning and then it's just taken away from you, you want to find a way to get that back. And you usually do whatever it is that you need to do to keep it. But the reality is that this should be teaching you how to heal. But unfortunately, a lot of us will have to truly go through that heart-wrenching, deep, in-depth pain in order for us to find the light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of people don't even realize that they're in a cycle of being love bombed and used and discarded until they consistently experience it over and over and over again. Because what the narcissist is doing is using love bombing to disarm you. So how does a narcissist use love bombing to disarm you? Is they use idolization and mirroring. So what is that? They reflect your values, your desires, your needs, your wants back to you. They reflect back to you who you are, what you desire. So that's that mirroring and idolization, because y'all had these deep conversations. So they're learning who you are. They're learning what you like, what you want, what you desire. And the best way to get someone to love you is for them to see themselves in you. And this creates that illusion of soulmate. So you have to understand that you're not falling in love. You're falling for your own reflection. You're falling for the reflection of yourself. You're seeing you in them because they have gotten enough information from you to give you you. It's not truly who they are. Once they've gotten you to this point to where they've created this emotional dependency with you, they'll begin to control you through confusion. Once they know that you trust them, that is when the love bombing stops. Once they know that they have you, that's when the love bombing stops. And this moves fast. It does not take long to get someone to trust another person, especially when you feel like there's a true deep connection. It doesn't take long at all. So they suddenly withdraw, which keeps you on edge because you're like, what's going on? And it keeps you confused. So now you're also craving the person that they pretended to be. So that's where the confusion comes in. It's like, why all of a sudden are you acting different? You start to question what is going on, which in turn gives them the power. This is when they know that they have you. Because then they're going to yo-yo back and forth, love bombing, no love bombing. Give you this, take it back. It's going to be a constant back and forth. Because you're like, oh, I have their back now. Maybe they were just going through something. And then it's a revolving cycle. Love bombing, retreating. Love bombing, retreating. Love bombing, retreating. It becomes exhausting. One thing to understand about narcissist and love bombing is that it's okay to take your time. You can never ever change a person. You can't change who they are. They are who they are. And that's why they're going to consistently move from person to person, relationship to relationship, because they have no true identity. They just become who they're with at the time. So if you're someone who has children with love bombers, more than likely they become who their current partner is. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad because they're not always with good people. But ultimately, I want you to listen to this video over and over again and understand that you deserve better than someone who trick you into caring for them, trusting them, loving them. And if you feel like you're in a situation that resembles love bombing, then you should take few steps back, slow it down so that you can think logically and so that you can redirect yourself to your boundaries and your standards that you've set for yourself. Also, ask yourself, is this truly what love would look like for me? Is this truly what I deserve in love? Stop allowing outside forces, outside ideas, outside voices tell you what love looks like. Because it's not one shoe fits all. Go with what feels right. If it doesn't feel right, let it go. It's about alignment. And if you trust yourself and love yourself enough that when something is not aligning, you will trust yourself to let it go in order for you to align with what aligns with you. And I know that it sounds simple. And reality is that it can be very simple, but we rather make it hard. And it doesn't have to be if we just trust and love ourselves enough to see when someone isn't for us. But until next time, I'm your Lifestylist K, your secure woman mentor, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.